Yeah. Hey there, how are you all doing? This is Jyotsna, and my students like to call me Coach Joe. My purpose is to help students reach their maximum potential. I'm always on the quest to find new opportunities, techniques, tips to enhance a high schooler or a middle schooler's experience. And one such opportunity that I got was Gaurika, who owns Young Gates. It's a wonderful platform that she runs where she teaches kids how to code, and she has a wonderful opportunity that's upcoming, which is a hackathon. And I found it so interesting that middle schoolers and high schoolers could even participate in a hackathon. So I invited her to explain to us what is a hackathon and what is her mission, what is her passion, and what is it that she's trying to do for the students. So, Gaurika, welcome and go ahead.
Hey, firstly, thank you, Jyotsna, for giving me the opportunity to connect with everyone. And it's really nice talking to you and seeing your work. And about what we do, we are basically into kids' online coding classes, which is basically focused from K to 12, starting from block-based coding to developing applications, websites, Java, Python, AP computer courses. So we have basically developed all the curriculums based on demand, and they're all being taught by professionals who excel in their field. And our vision is to enable the reach of technology to students at a much competitive price than what's being provided in the market. And how this all started was basically I've been a software professional for 10 years. I'd been working with IBM, e-commerce, travel industry, and I used to volunteer a lot for teaching in schools, libraries, and through word of mouth, I believe people got an impression that I'm a teacher, which made me finally thinking of quitting my job and developing my passion into my career.
Wonderful. It's amazing. It's always good to see people who follow their passion. It's very nice, Garika.
And we talked about CODATHON that is coming up starting on November 27th. So the purpose of CODATHON is we conduct it once a year free of cost to the students. And the purpose is to give students a platform to come and compete with the skills that they have. At the same time, they get to see so many other projects being done for the same concept, because we teach so many students throughout the year. Students keep asking us, is there any codathon, hackathon that you can tell us? And believe me, most of the students don't even come to know about the upcoming hackathons, though there are many happening, but these kids don't come to know about them. So we basically sponsor those hackathons, and kids get the opportunity to work together on a project. And we create it in different levels, like level one, in which they have to submit the project, even present themselves, show this, give us information on what all ideas they came across, how did they overcome the obstacles that they came while working on the project, which makes us understand that the student has actually worked on it, and all the concepts that they had worked on, they were able to apply. And then once they clear the first level, then comes the second level, which is a much bigger project, and we give them more time on which they work and submit it. And that's again an interactive session in which they have to present the project themselves.
Very nice. Sounds wonderful. It seems like an excellent opportunity for students to try and of course make mistakes, right? And learn by proxy. It's not just learning from what they are doing, it's also learning from others, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So last year we did it as a group codathon, in which we allowed them to make teams of 2 to 3 students. But this year we are planning to do it as an individual participation.
Okay. So, can you tell me a little bit more about how a student can prepare and your whole rules, regulations, how to go about
See, for the we expect students to have prior knowledge And if they really want to learn a coding, they can definitely reach us. We can help them prepare for the next year's hackathon. And if they will need to, all they need to do is go to our website, which is youngates.com. And over there, and there's this, we have the hackathon page where they can.
And I will be posting the link in this as well, so they can go over the link to register. Got it.
Correct. And the once we get their registration, we'll be sharing with them the meeting ID of the first meeting, which is November 27th, where we'll be giving them all the details of the projects and the way the whole hackathon would work for the next 3 weeks.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about what projects have been done in the past, a few different ideas as to what they can potentially present?
So the project would be something that we'll be sharing with them on the spot because we want them to present their skills. But if I can talk about our last year's hackathon, it was based on a problem related to COVID. We had given an open, kids can think about anything but related to that topic, which can be that explaining how COVID happens, maybe how people can go back to workspace, maybe a software which helps them detect whether you have COVID or not. So it's totally up to them. But the best part about that is that kids end up learning a lot about that topic. There is a lot of collaboration, a lot of creativity, because when we see the projects, there are things that we come across that we have also not thought of. So it's really amazing. Like last year, we had 140 participants in the hackathon. And believe me, each and every project was unique. These kids are so creative. Like, I believe, if some professionals look at it, the ones who are doing research on COVID, they themselves would come up with ideas seeing those projects.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, my research is on Gen Z, which is this generation, and I work closely with them. I'm like blown away with their intellectual curiosity and capability. This generation is wickedly smart, but the only thing they sort of lack is the discipline, sometimes the drive, sometimes the focus and the concentration, and a lot of distractions that are around it. But I feel like if they participate more in out of the box events and opportunities like yours, they really are going to be tapping into their knowledge and intelligence, right?
That's very well said. Like I'll say that even if you look at Facebook, LinkedIn, Microsoft, Facebook, all these people who have created these companies, they got into technology at a much younger age. And today's generation, which is pretty smart, which picks up stuff very quickly, I have personally noticed that. I sometimes feel with for my kids, I should have put them into technology when they were too small. Because the mindset is that right now they're so small, what will they do coding? He's just go and play outside. He's just 6 years old, 7 years old. But if we expose them to technology, the way they look at technology is totally different than an adult learning technology. Adults basically learn to go and work and use the technology. When kids do it, they see some problem and they say, I'll go and create it.
Yeah.
Like the block-based coding, graphics, I see kids creating cards, animations as for their parents, for their friends, and like they can use it in any form they want.
That's very nice. Yeah. It helps with the critical thinking skills, problem solving, and everything, right? If you just tell them, hey, go learn coding, it's not so motivational as much as, hey, why don't you try and solve this problem? Right. So once you go with that attitude, they are sort of involved in it, and they're really driven because it's a challenge, right?
Right. And the best part nowadays is that they've made it very kid friendly, starting with colorful block-based coding. They don't have to start with typing on the black and white UI.
Yeah.
So when they do it on the colorful blocks, they see the immediate results coming in and it engages them a lot.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's changed from the time you and I mean, I'm much older than you. From the time I had to learn coding when I was in college to now, it was like a DOS screen where, like you mentioned, it was like,
Command prompt, giving commands out there.
yes, 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 yes. Now it's like kind of drag and drop. It's very colorful and all that, right? So what kind of coding language is the hackathon based on?
We have kept it open based on the language students are comfortable in. There is a senior category and a junior category. The junior category is for kids who are comfortable with block based coding or maybe other codings as well. And for the senior category, they can choose whatever they want. They want to make a web platform out of it. They want to use Python, Java, JavaScript, C, C++. It's all, we are more interested in seeing the logic that they come up with, the scenarios that they come up with, how they present it, and how do they basically structure the whole thing.
Very nice. Yeah. Like algorithms and all that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that sounds like very, very exciting. And the link is below. You can register to the hackathon. And yeah, like going forward, Gaurika and I are also going to have like another hackathon come spring, right? That's what we were planning. But
Right.
this is a good opportunity to sort of practice and also like try it out, right? I'm of the opinion that you should try out everything in life before you make a decision, right? So it's always good to like try, make mistakes, like come up with different ideas, brainstorm, concentrate, all those things, right? So that's something that I feel like the students can gain from the hackathon, right?
Right. And it also gives them a motivation rather than just attending classes. It gives them a reason that they are basically competing with others and they get to see so many ideas. Like when we are doing in a class, we are all working on the same project and come up with the same end product. This codathon gives you like an opportunity, like when we'll connect on the final day, there'll be so many students presenting that we end up hearing students, we could have done that, we could have done that. So those are more ideas that it adds to their bucket basically.
Yeah. Gives them the exposure, right? They need that kind of exposure. They need to see that like it is a common thing and other students are also participating in it and coming up with unique solutions, right? So that's something is a great thing about your platform. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add to the hackathon? Do you have like prizes? What is it that is there?
So we have the senior and junior category, and the prizes are Amazon gift cards of 50, 40, and $30, and for each category.
Very nice. Wonderful. Wonderful. And also below are links for the previous winners and the presentations and everything. So it's so great speaking to you, Gaurika. Do you have anything to add before we part?
So now firstly, thank you for getting me on the platform, and would love to connect with everyone. Anyone has any question, doubts, or any queries about programming, you want to discuss where your kid is and what options they have, we are always there. Just give us a call.
Sure. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to all kids like participating and having a wonderful time there. All the best.
Thanks a lot.